Okay, so.
Can you wink?
I can wink with one eye and not the other one.
Hello. Hello. 2 seconds.
Interlude.
Where are you going to stand?
So I can look at any camera?
Yeah, you're in the camera.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
checking. This is all very exciting.
That's cool. I'm impressed. We're leveling up, aren't we?
Well, we're not.
We're leveling up.
Wow, that's a great shot. Honestly,
Is it?
it's
Do I
a
look
shame
cool?
it's such a boring movement. But if that was a good movement, that'd be really cool. You look really cool right now. Yeah, that's a good idea. So basically, we're filming this again. Last time it failed, so we're trying for the second time. Long story short is Beth. We have a new person. Hi. Basically, what we're doing is we're doing a pool day. We, as an LC rider, I don't know which camera you can see. There's multiple cameras. Very exciting. And we are introducing. I'm introducing Beth to the channel because Beth is actually coming on as a TFNL coach, like Ryder has been. So she's going to be working with clients if they so wish to work with her. Who are you, Beth? Beth in the army. Beth in the army, and she likes to lift weights.
No, yeah.
And that's all you need to know about Beth. She lifts weights really heavy and is in the army.
I lift weights, I run a bit, train and coach people. And I
What's
love
your
it.
background?
I started working in a gym, got into powerlifted for a little bit, did like a few like local competitions and things, really enjoyed it.
World champion.
Then I'm not me. Did a few like local comps, but then got into like the army reserve, so then I stopped doing that side of things, picked up like running and more like functional fitnessy sort of things as I did that, and yeah, kind of just enjoying it all, I suppose.
Just getting big and dying trying. That's basically it. But yeah, basically we're lifting and Ryder's gonna waffle.
Hello everyone, we're back. We hope
You sound like that guy. You've seen that no fizzy drink guy on.
You love that.
I love
We've
him.
looked at that guy so many times.
Oh, this is quite heavy actually.
Yeah, that's all right. That.
What are we doing, Ryder?
Drinks guys. Harry's like idol basically.
Yeah, I love
You
him.
know about him on the camera. He's just made you on TikTok. He gave up fizzy drinks and lost a lot of weight. Right. And Harry has followed him from like 100 followers or something like that.
I followed him from
Some
day like
cool
3 to day like 1200.
Allegedly, this is Harry's claim to fame or something. That he's followed this guy. I don't know who he is, but I'm sure he's a cool guy. But anyway, we're back training. We hope you missed us. It's been a while since we've done a training video. And we've got a new face. Good stuff, man.
First time for me.
Have you ever spoken to a camera before?
No.
So what are we doing, Ryder? Oh, I don't know. I don't know
what
what
you're
asking me. I don't know either.
This is TFNL channel. This is Harry TFNL. So
Yeah, Ryder's now adopted as part of the channel because someone actually messaged me saying I want another leg day with you and Ryder. I was like, please don't do that. I don't do legs again.
that leg day was good.
It was good. I
You know
had
what,
fun
I think
with
that's
that.
probably the best leg day I think I've ever done in my lifting career.
No, I enjoyed that.
That was good stuff.
Basically,
I enjoyed that.
what we're doing, warming up. Well, I say warming up, starting off with rear delts. For me, personally, obviously, exercise sequencing is very important. So movements you do earlier on in the session are typically going to yield a better hypertrophy response than movements you do later due to accumulated fatigue. Rear delts are a bit of a weakness for me. Rear delts and lats. So our session is going to start with rear delts before shifting over to primarily lat work and then finishing with upper back and biceps. And we're going to hope for the best. So that's what Beth is doing now. Rear delts in their lengthened position.
And just hoping for the best. I respect it.
Yeah, that's all my sessions. Beth, if you
fair,
don't
I
do
actually back it.
what is going on? Where's that intensity? Behave yourself. Behave yourself.
We're treating it as a warm-up set, Beth. That was.
Is that we're doing as a warm-up?
I don't know. That didn't look very hard.
I'll let you off. We got to get a bench.
I'll get a bench.
You get a bench, I'll get a handle. Oh, very nice. There's nothing we need to say, it's a warm-up. Why do we warm up? To get warm. Nailed it.
Why do we warm up to get warm?
Tell me I'm wrong. Literally, tell
You know
me.
what? I actually, when I get later on in the sessions, I don't actually warm up to get warm. I warm up because I don't know where the working weights.
I do it more to familiarise myself with the movement I'm going to do, or familiarise my muscles with the range of motion they're going to go
Yeah,
through.
because even if it's the last exercise in the session, I'll still do like 2 warm sets. Just so I can
I
like
do, yeah.
mentally feel the weight. Because if I say to myself, like, even if I've got to do dumbbell curls, I'm thinking that's a lot of weight.
It
If I
depends.
do like a couple of warm-up sets, I feel like just more confident, really. Does that make sense?
It depends how juiced I'm feeling. Like if I'm feeling super juiced, I just go straight into it.
It's like, yeah. Well, where I've been dieting for the last 6 weeks, I never feel juiced.
Yeah, fair valid. That's actually
I
valid.
felt weak and tired for 6 weeks. So I basically do the warm-up sets to make sure I can still do the weight that I was doing last
That's
week.
how I felt for the last 29 years. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it is. This is frontal.
And this is a front. So this is a.
Do you want to Google it? Google it, because you're now making me question myself. But this is sagittal, that's frontal. But just Google it, because now I'm anxious. It's like one of those things you know the answer to, and you're like,
Nobody ever asks me stuff like that, or nobody that I work with ever wants to know anything like that. So I like, you know, when your brain just like, you learn it once and then you just never really seem to need it again. That's one of those things that I have just never really needed again.
you got me scared.
Yeah. Sagittal plane forms.
Yeah.
Do you know what my favourite thing to do with clients is when they don't know how to use straps?
Yeah.
I just hand them the straps and then they're like that and they go, does it go this hand? Does it go?
What I do is I made them go like that, and I just slide in.
It makes so much sense because I still now sometimes I get in my bag and I'm like, how does this go on again?
Yeah, all the time.
I find it so confusing.
Yeah, all the time.
And I really enjoy making people confused with it.
No, I will literally, I'll take someone's hand and they'll go like that, and I'll be like, no, it's just like that.
I always do it, like, I give them before they do their warm-ups down and get the plates and they're like, by the time I loaded the bar, they still not got it. I don't know. 12? 13?
What, working weight?
I don't know. I literally haven't got a clue.
Yeah, good answer. That's the better one. It's 13.
How heavy is that?
13. Oh, you want to? Yeah. Go on, do the whole stack.
Go 14.
15. Do 15. Do 15. Yeah, there we
But
go.
we're going to do exactly what happened last time.
Yeah, that's not my problem. That's a you problem.
No, put it at 14. That's going to be too heavy. I can tell you that.
Drop. Okay, so basically,
See,
last time he didn't.
last time we filmed this video, it
last
went
time he decided to start with a stronger arm, then realised when he went to the weaker arm that it's weaker.
yeah, and it was
Shock.
tough times everlasting.
A few reps were missing.
They were, yeah. I got them though.
Where?
Well, I
You
did
left them
like,
at home.
I did half a set, then rested a little bit, laughed at Harry, and then did the rest of it. So it was, you would never see that clip. So tough times everlasting.
So basically what we're doing is working the sagittal plane. This plane, working the lats. So basically we used to call this iliac pull downs, and we still do call it iliac pull downs, even though it doesn't actually technically, apparently, prioritise the iliac fibres of the lats. There used to be this idea when you're pulling from high going to low, it would work the lower lat fibres, hence iliac. But there's actually some debate suggesting this is actually more thoracic, and if you want to better work the iliac fibres, you've got to do so in the frontal plane with high levels of adduction, which is what we're going to do after this anyway. So you'll see that very shortly. How many was that?
8.
So what we also do is we like to rest between sides. You've got to treat each side as its own individual set, although we don't program it as separate sets. So essentially, if you do left side and then go straight into the right side, there is an oxygen debt carrying over from the previous side. Therefore, that next side is going to be suffering. Therefore, it makes sense to rest between and treat it like a fresh new set.
See, what I tend to do is I'm training with someone, I'll do one side, and then they'll do one side.
That's what Chris Bumpers
and then
does.
I'll go and do the other side. So it's like, it's good times. Do you need that? So like, so obviously, like if you do like unilateral exercise, say you got 2 sets, you've got to rest in between sets and sides.
Yeah,
You'll
do
be
that.
for days.
Rest as long as you need between sides. There's no right or wrong. We just simply say about 3+ minutes per movement and per side, because that's how long it takes us, and that's how long the research suggests might actually be the best. Wow, look at that. You can tell this is his stronger side because he's stronger on this side. Always start with your weaker side first, please. Look at this concentration. I feel like, training intensity.
It's really hard to get short on this movement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I think-
Makes
I made
sense.
sure that I could go here all day. It's just that last bit there's like,
Short
There we go.
position dominant movement, that is.
that's literally how I feel. If you're, why does that feel like it's going to fall over?
Yeah, why is the cable machine wobbling? There we go, that's better. Oh, ow, very heavy.
Wow. Wow, you're so strong, Harold.
Thanks.
You are so strong. And this is our makeshift gym pin to add weight to the stack. Because,
Gym Pin, please sponsor me.
yeah, well, if you want to sponsor us, you can. I mean, Harry is always looking for sponsors, but dumbbell on top of the stack if it allows it. Because obviously you've got to ensure that progressive overload. And Harry is just too strong, man.
I want to swing. I hurt my hand.
Do you ever just wonder what goes on in his brain?
Trust me, so do I. Which
Start
one?
singing Chandelier after you finish the set.
Which personality are we talking to today? Which one? All of them. Who's home? Knock knock. Patricia's sleeping.
Patricia. That's a great film.
Yeah, the movie itself is like meh, but the acting's insane.
Yeah. He didn't get like any recognition for acting. That was the best time.
Yeah, he should have. He's
He
very
played
good actor.
he played like 20 characters in one movie.
I'd do that in my life. So basically, I think one of the thing is, obviously, when considering like who to bring on as a coach, obviously I've got to be very like careful of obviously my brand. Essentially, if something goes wrong, it's on me. It's directly my fault. It's obviously why I brought on Ryder initially, because obviously I have no Ryder, I trust Ryder, and obviously he is a very smart boy.
Oh, you're too kind.
And then obviously when we were thinking, well, we're pondering an idea, because I Ryder's input for this, of who to bring on as somebody else. Ideally, I wanted a woman. Obviously, most of the people watching the channel are women, and some of them did express how they wanted to work with a woman coach as well. So we were kind of like racking our brains who. And the first thing that obviously came up was Beth. So we've known Beth for like 2 years now. Obviously, we met at an event here, like I guess a makeshift powerlifting event here. And then she obviously started working here. And then the big thing is obviously, not only is it very much down to who we trust as a person, as a coach, and whose knowledge we trust, it also comes down to like filling in deficits that we might have as well. So Ryder and I are both quite like hypertrophy and like strength focused, whereas Beth can, although is very good at those things as well, can probably offer a slightly different approach to how we would typically approach things, where she might be a bit more focused on functional training, a bit more equipped to program for those who are more interested in that side of things, as well as being fully equipped to obviously program for those who are interested in hypertrophy and strength, obviously with the powerlifting background. So almost like from like the home workout perspective and more like the fitness and the functional perspective, I think Ryder and I can probably both say that Beth is good source in that area, that we might not be as good source in those areas, where I think everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and what we're trying to do with essentially the whole TFNL coaching kind of grouping is ensure that all strengths are met and everyone is there to cover any weaknesses anyone else may have. So it's quite, I guess, a complete coaching package where there is someone for everyone without any kind of deficits of ability or deficits of programming and coaching capabilities, you'll say.
That was good. That was good.
Thanks, off the top of the head.
That was good.
I'd say that would sum it up quite well.
Yeah, I think it basically just allows like anyone, no matter what your goal is, you have someone here that Harry and myself trust as a coach. It's like, we're not going to force you to have a goal of getting bigger or getting stronger. Like if your goal is to be in the army, well,
like, if you want to run a marathon or something.
Running that kind of things, like you have a coach here now that's like specialising in that things, and also like we know is like good and trustworthy.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, oh, you don't want to get big, go find someone else who's probably going to be maybe not that good.
I think we're all comfortable programming for all goals, and the thing to note is that if obviously at the end of the day on the form you've got an option of like who would you rather work with, you can obviously put in your preference. If you do like work with Ryder or with Beth, you still have input from everyone else if needed. So for example, if you're working with Beth, like all the programs will get sent to me anyway, so I can like approve them and like kind of look at them before they go out, things like that. But ultimately it really comes down to like, although like I said, Ryder and I are fully capable of coaching for anybody, if we think somebody is better suited to Beth, or Beth thinks someone's better suited to us, we can then kind of funnel them in that direction if they so wish. But at the end of the day, the choice really comes down to the client. Like if the client wants to work with Beth, regardless of what their goals are, then they will obviously have the final say of who they get to work with, and they get the I guess the priority of choosing who they'd like to work with. It's not necessarily down to us. So yeah. Oh God, just how many do I do? 8. That's it.
I did 8 too. 8's a good number.
I'm not used to actually like training properly.
I didn't think what you said. Because I'm not used to actually training properly.
I actually think I need one of these. No.
Oh, she's strapping up.
Straps.
Do you remember how to use them?
No pressure.
Just checking.
No pressure. I know you're like a personal trainer.
In fairness, Beth put the strap on quicker than we did. She was just like...
It's on like supinated movements. Trying to wear a strap on supinated movements is just bad.
She's so strong.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, that's close to my nipple then.
What were we talking about a minute ago? Why we started training. Why did you start training?
I went to my dad when I was 16 and said, Dad, all the boys at my school, because I went to an all-boys school, want to go to the gym and get big and strong. And I said, I'm very skinny and weak. I weighed nearly half what I weigh now. I was 57 kilos. And then I was like, Dad, I feel really insecure, very small, very skinny, very sad and lonely and all sorts. No women love me. Can I go to the gym with you? He said, yeah, go for it. And then I bench pressed and I failed the bar.
You start training with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
How's that gone so far? Where's he now?
Yeah.
Great question. Not here.
Depends how long the video's gone on for.
Yeah, I was gonna say, podcast episode 17, I believe. About 22 minutes in, you can get the gossip there. Yeah, that's basically why. And now update.
Cool.
Women still don't love me. I'm still insecure. I'm still a bit sad sometimes.
But he can bench 4 plates.
Why did you start training?
I was bored.
Fair, valid.
I had, well, after I left, I was during college, my 2 best mates started training, and they would be in the gym every night, and then I'd be like, oh, what are we doing tonight? I'll go in gym. I was like, all right. So I sit at home and didn't do anything, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna come with you. And they were like, you're gonna come gym? I was like, yeah, why not? Then I realised it's actually quite fun. But I literally started training because I had nothing better to do.
Valid.
Like all my mates were in the gym, and I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Sit here and stare at the wall?
Yeah, you should have.
So I went training, and now I never leave the gym.
Why did you start training?
Well, I started training. I mean, like, I started running quite a bit when I was a bit younger, but then my knees started hurting when I was like 14, 15. So my mum went, come to the gym with me. So I started training with my mum for like a good few years. And then like, when I got like a little bit older in school and like, you know, like in school and stuff, it was just kind of like, I just kept up with it because it was just such a release after like school to then like, because it was just felt all like, you know, it was school and then it was like exams and it was like, there's all this pressure on you. And like, especially during that time, it was such a great like way to get out of it and get away from it.
A big release sort of thing. Yeah.
So it makes me jealous that you're like, your mum and your dad like trained, because I never had any of that. Like, when I was growing up, my brother went to the gym, but he was so much older than me, like that didn't matter.
Yeah, I get you.
I had no one to go, like, oh, come gym. Like, it literally took one day for me being bored that I just went, all right, I'll go.
I mean, ultimately, I think like the training with my dad only really lasted a year. After that year, I kind of went off and just didn't really train with him
I think that's how
anymore.
it starts with most people. Is like you get into the gym, like for a year with like someone else, so then you just sort of go out yourself. Because what's really funny now, the person who got me into the gym, I now actually coach.
Who?
Ollie. So Ollie got me going to the gym.
Yeah.
He was like qualifying as a PT then.
Yeah.
And then he goes gym, he doesn't take it that seriously. And then I obviously went to the gym, got there, clever. And now I coach him. So the person who got me into the gym, I now do his coaching. So
You are now in control. You are in charge.
That is
You
quite
are
a
the
story.
captain now.
That's like when the student...
I could never coach my mum. My mum does a lot of strongman stuff and I would, yeah. It's quite fun, it's good stuff.
What are we doing?
We are doing a frontal plane straight bar lat pull down.
You
Got
did
it
it.
right, I did it.
So we're
See, we
proud
were
of you.
discussing earlier.
Mum and Dad are proud.
Frontal and sagittal plane. It makes sense for the frontal plane to be your arm in front of you, but that's just not the case. The frontal plane, so it does make sense when you think about it, but when you think about it, not enough, frontal. But this is sagittal, this is frontal. So
Why are we doing this for the lats?
We're working the lats in a different way.
Oh, I've got something exciting to tell them.
Have you?
Yeah, but I can't tell them now, but I'll just say it.
How do we set it? Got something?
I've got something exciting to tell them.
Yeah, so this is gonna basically actually be the iliac pull down that was incorrectly named the last one we were doing. But basically it's making sure we hit the lats in both the frontal and the sagittal plane to make sure we get like a complete stimulus really, to make sure everything like, we're covering like all boxes by doing frontal and sagittal plane basically. And then in the other day, I'm sure Harry probably does a lat bias row, that's just a guess, but then you make sure you cover like your whole back, so we're doing an upper back row after as well, to make sure no box goes unticked basically.
I'm deliberately not touching my chest so I don't hit the mic. I'm really scared to go boom, boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna take mine off.
Oh, the exciting thing is, the reason why I think arguably if I can only do one back movement, this would probably be it. Because the first half of the movement, until your elbows hit about 90 degrees, is going to be quite upper back focus. The second half of the movement, we're getting that levels of adduction, so the upper arm is getting closer to the body, so 90 degrees and onwards, it's going to be lat bias. How exciting is that? It's like upper back, lats. Wow. And then obviously, he's excited, isn't it? And then obviously that lat bias, as Ryder mentioned earlier, is going to be a bit more iliac fibre bias, which is going to be the lower lat fibres down there. Doing the strike, it's okay. Yes, you can do partial reps on this as well. As any movement, once you hit failure, I'm a big fan of doing length and partials because loud.
I'm stuck.
Nice. Muscles typically grow best in their length of position. Not all muscles, but muscles typically do. And obviously we only have X amount of effective reps per set, being 5. Might as well milk it and make sure we're getting all those effective reps in there.
So I was not, I'm not gonna mic on. I was not half repping, I was
Length and partial repping.
Yeah.
Yes.
The difference, I promise.
Yeah.
I didn't start with the half reps, I finished with the half reps.
Yes.
Kind of makes sense.
Science.
So that was really quite hard.
Go on, Big Beth.
Also, in more exciting news, the TFNL coaching waiting list is no longer a waiting list.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So by the time, shortly after this video goes up, and obviously Beth has now been onboarded as a coach, which technically she already is, everyone who's on the waiting list currently will get an email. So basically, if you put your name on the waiting list at any point, if you're watching this in the next couple of days, you will get an email.
Or already have an email.
So check your email. And then after that, anyone who applies for coaching it will no longer be a waiting list. It'll be just like a standard application form. So you'll likely hear back from myself regarding coaching with one of us, probably within a couple of days. So if you apply, you will get a response very quickly, and that's a guarantee.
And if you have applied and can't find your email, just apply again. Just make it more work for Harry. It'll be funny.
Yeah, do it. Why not? There's nothing else to do. And beyond that, obviously, new guide. We've got a new guide coming out.
Oh, did they know about the new guide?
I told them a few times. Yeah, 17th of July, we've got an upper body focused guide and a glute focused guide.
So if you want to get bigger glutes or bigger upper body or just bigger,
unlike the home workout guide, these aren't directly add-ons to the growth guide. These can very much like be separate entities, although the growth guide gives you a lot of fundamental information that will just help in general, just for your training, whether you're at home or gym, whereas these can be very much individual things if you so wish.
I feel like the growth guide, if you have the growth guide and one of the additional guides, the growth guide almost makes it easier to like understand what's in the other guide. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need it.
Yeah,
It might be a bit.
It just might be helpful to understand some of the stuff. Hi mate, good times.
Upper back rows.
Upper back rows. Oh, I see.
She's good.
I respect that.
That's good.
But you're going to see me post that on Instagram next week.
Beth, can I borrow this clip, please?
Gym hacks. That's good. That's cool.
So turn the hands slightly, so they're more 45 degrees, and flare the elbows a little bit more.
Retract your scapula.
So shoulders back as much as you can.
As you pull, retract your scapula. Yeah.
So yeah, try and get your shoulders back as far as possible, and elbows back as far as possible too.
Oh yeah, now we're cooking.
And we're going to explain why in a minute.
It's okay. In the bin.
Yeah, obviously I think the guy said don't do it.
He's in the bin. Harry just told me he likes.
No, I haven't done them since I was like 19.
Cable tricep kickbacks. Grow up.
I haven't done them for like 10 years, but back when I used to do them, they used to feel really good.
Yeah, but Harry, we know sensation doesn't always equal effectiveness.
I'm warming up.
Wow. Wow, he's so strong. Wow. Wow. Look at the scapular movement. Wow. You pinched my finger. Wow. You're too strong, man.
I actually don't like it today.
You love me. Get a nice massage, loosen them up, ready. Who needs a warm up if you get a massage?
I feel very not loose.
I hope you don't.
Wait. Go away a minute before I actually do something.
Shush.
Cross. Basically, now we're shifting a bit more focus over to the upper back. What we want, see, look at that, retraction. We want as much retraction of the old scapula as possible. So as it comes back, he pulls the elbows back as far as he can, trying to flare his elbows anywhere between really 45 and 90 degrees, depending on how ticklish you're feeling. And then big stretch at the bottom. There's a big idea of, don't lose tension, don't stretch at the bottom. That's a lie, stretch at the bottom. So basically, that's pretty much it. Wow, look how strong he is. Incredible scene.
My arms feel incredibly long.
Your arms look incredibly long. You are allowed body English in here, so a bit of like leaning and slight momentum. I back it, especially with trying to get that end range of motion. It can definitely help, but within reason, we'll say, within reason. Oh, look at that. That's what we call trained failure. That is trained failure.
It would not go anywhere. You ever just feel like you get stuck sometimes? Literally like that. I'm like, I am trying so hard to pull.
That's me in my life, just stuck.
Your scapula move how it wants to move. Just feels so nice. I don't know something about it. It's just like
that natural rhythm we're trying to get.
As you see that when Beth gets like here, and you see like he probably like protracts her scapula, that just feels good.
Get his elbows up a bit higher. That's better. Good. And again, and again, and again.
Again, it's just very hard to get short.
It is. That's why I like a bit of body English on this movement. Good.
What?
That's better. A bit of body English, a little bit of movement. Help you get in that shorter position.
Yeah, okay.
That was good. Don't fall off. Just like, boom.
Someone did that the other day. They were
they?
sat on this one here, and he finished his set, and he went to lay backwards and just it was so
me.
funny. He got up and was looking around, who was seeing, I was staring right at him.
Is it on CCTV?
It's so funny.
It might be too heavy.
This is a good little seat, this.
I hope that flips.
You may have realised we've done nearly every exercise on cables today. Harry didn't want to do every exercise on cables today, but we also sort of come to the conclusion it doesn't really matter. Like, your body doesn't know if you're using a cable or free weights. All your body understands is tension, and if you can get tension with a cable, you can use a cable. So don't feel like you need to use free weights like barbells or dumbbells. So they are good and they do have a place, but don't feel like they're necessary, and don't feel like you 100% need to use them as such. I thought that was just a nice point.
Here we go.
Obviously, because Beth is a functional runner, all that stuff, we established that Harry needs to do some running. So we agreed if this video gets, 13.1 thousand likes,
which it never will.
Harry will run a half marathon.
13.1 miles.
For 13.1k likes. Will that be the most liked video on the channel?
Yeah, 100%.
So guys, we're going to need you all to step up to the plate, create fake accounts if you need to, press like, go create another account, get your mum to like, get your dad to like, get everyone you know to like the video. Harry's running a half marathon and Beth's going to coach him for it, so that's the goal.
For legal reasons, I didn't agree to this, but I don't have a choice apparently.
Well, we can bully him into it.
Oh my god, TFNL coach coaching TFNL coach of TFNL. That's coachception. There you go.
Yeah.
Biceps. We're doing biceps now, but we don't really say a lot about biceps because we talk about biceps in literally every video we've ever done.
Except from the leg video, we have done bicep curls in every other training video.
Yeah, literally.
So I think we have a trend. We should have done them on the leg day.
Yeah, that would be so funny.
Why were you not doing bicep curls on leg day?
The biceps femoris in the hamstring, got confused, trained biceps instead.
Ah, there you go.
The leg curls, bicep curls, it's just there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just got confused. Well,
Is leg curl not technically a bicep curl then?
Yeah, wow.
Think about that for a second.
Wow. I feel like a lot has happened in this room for this channel.
So basically, this is the room where this is where we all met.
This room we met? Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a lot of memories in here.
Yeah, because I met you. I think I met you sometime around that time.
We all knew each other before the event that happened here. But we had a lifting event here, basically powerlifting, SPD, and that's how we sort of all come together. And now look at us. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? And that's when I first met Beth. She came in, she squatted to the old powerlifting thing. Her bar was really low on her back, and I got really anxious.
We used to call her
she looked very cross the whole time.
Just very serious.
Very serious. And you're really
get in the
anxious.
zone and very anxious at the same
were you more
time.
anxious or were you more serious?
I'd been training at the gym for 2 weeks, and I was walking into a room with a bunch of people that knew each other and I didn't know them.
Yeah. But now
here we are, and I'm very glad that I went to that day, because otherwise I wouldn't have spoken to you guys that day.
It was quite strange because Beth and her boyfriend Ollie walked in full A7 gear, got all the lifting shoes, everything. This was before I really got into lifting. I sent out to the SPD event. I squatted in joggers. I was wearing my socks. I had a normal t-shirt. I literally just rocked up just like a normal day. And Ollie and Beth walk in squat shoes on and knee sleeves, and I was like, I literally looked at them, I was like, what is that? That's cool. I want to do that. And then I did it, and then I didn't get it strong.
And I stood there and I just went, very good.
You lifted.
I did take a bench press.
Yeah. You deadlifted, sorry.
Oh, I did do deadlift.
Yeah. Because you, Jason, and
Mandy all did 250. Yeah, we all did 250 together.
Yeah.
And then we all said, let's can't bother doing anymore, let's leave it there. That's as far as we got.
They're actually good fun. Because then another person who trained here tried out deadlift Mandeep, didn't he? Yeah. And he walked up to his deadlift. That was the next. Went to grip it, looked at him and said, I'm going to do it. And then he failed the rep. And
that was the one after.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Essentially, supinated, a bowl of soup, apparently. I just think, don't laugh. Essentially, it works the biceps in their mid position. Arguably, biceps tend to respond best from a hypertrophy perspective to mid position on the movements. Therefore, probably a really good movement to do. That's what we need to say, because we speak about this every time. It's the same stuff. Beth, of the arms, not the hamstrings. There's biceps in your hamstrings. Remember that, guys. Look at this. The arms are so long, they go through such a range of motion. It's incredible scenes. You sound like Shrek.
You look like Shrek.
Hey, come on now. Hurtful. All right. I'm just gonna. No pressure.
That's a compliment though, because Shrek's pretty jacked.
I don't know if he is.
He's a bit of a unit.
I don't know if he is.
He was competing in the Opens. He was on TikTok the other day. It was like, which cartoon characters do you reckon would be the best at the gym? And then they were talking about like Shrek. If he was a powerlifter, probably be as strong.
Yeah, if he's an ogre, they're probably quite strong.
Yeah. I reckon get him in the over 120s category, mate. He's smoking.
And the rest. Like Ray Williams. Good. Oh, where's the rest of it?
And Sully from Monsters Inc.
Keep going. This is also proof that you can probably train a lot harder than you think you're training. Beth probably would have given out 3 reps before. Keep going. Yeah, boy.
I think a little bit of wee nearly came out.
That was alright. One more? Yeah, you got 3 more at least. Go on. Everyone has this idea of like where they think failure is versus where failure actually is. When you think you've hit failure, you've probably got more left in the tank. And if you don't have more left in the tank, you've hit failure. Well done, very proud of you. No.
So talking about that actually, so one of my clients the other day, young Harry.
Oh yeah.
He was lifting, he had a week to failure. So he's been doing his hack squat with like 70 kilo side on, getting 8 reps. He had a week of failure, took to failure, got 22 reps. Yeah. And he was trying to tell me 7 reps was 1 in reserve. Took it to failure and got 22.
The thing you remember
he
with
wasn't
that
trying hard enough.
is the argument is that you only get 5 stimulating reps per set, being 0 to 4 reps in reserve. If you're doing 7, thinking you're at failure, then you get 22. The argument is that are you not getting, potentially there are no stimulating reps in the sub-max set you did previously, which means it's almost like you're going to get some stimulation, but you're limiting how much you can get. Whereas you actually just push a bit harder, you can get more progress or more gains.
Well, I've known, like, because he's quite young and new to training, like, you're not going to know where failure is unless you train to failure. So if you train to like 1 no reps in reserve, but never actually go to failure, you're not going to know where failure is. So how would you know where 1 rep from failure is, if that makes sense? Yeah. Until you actually do it and actually train to failure, and you know you've got to failure because you failed, you're not actually going to 100% know where that failure point is. It's like, it's obviously quite a hard thing to do. Like sometimes I still do it now and I'm like, oh, I think that's about it, and then I'll do like 3 more reps, and I'm like, where'd they come from? But I think that's quite an interesting point.
Yeah, I think so.
You got more reps in the head. Don't think you can stop.
I'm not going to train to failure.
Don't think you can stop. Obviously push Beth that hard.
No, you're going to do that. I'm not going to. I might start wearing straps and bicycle curls. My forearms hurt more than anything.
That is the best thing I think you've ever said.
Watch me.
To be fair, people wear straps on a leg extension, leg presses. So.
I do that.
So, I mean,
basically, long story short, is this is Beth. She's now, well, she's someone we've known for multiple years now, but she's now coming on board as a TFNL coach, which is cool, very sick. And obviously, the application form is going to be fully gone through and empty in a couple of days of seeing this. So, like I said, if you have applied, then you should have an email. If you don't have an email, check your junk or apply again, and I'll email you in a couple of days, and then we're bloody laughing. But
now you have 3 options of coaches, so we should be able to get through the waiting list 3 times as quick.
I think though the primary driver behind doing so was essentially there's only so many people I can take on at once, especially to maintain quality of service. But at least this way, I can then direct people. So essentially, everyone on the way to this has access to what I deem to be as a really good coach, rather than having to potentially go elsewhere and the coach may not necessarily be that good. Whereas I have a lot of trust and faith in, obviously, Ryder and Beth and their capabilities, because not only have I seen them, but I, like I said, wouldn't bring them on if I didn't have a lot of that trust and faith, you know? So.
Thank you for tolerating us.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for tolerating our training.
Thanks for tolerating Beth.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
We love you. We love you lots.
I want to do it. Sick. I need to wee.